Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Krishna Rukmini Jaya Satyabhama Krishna Rukmini Jaya Satyabhama Jaya Gaura Nitai Jaya Gaura Nitai Gaura Nitai Jaya Gaura Nitai Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jai Mishapad Paramamsa Privrajagacharya Ashtotra Satashishma Divine Grace Vishaguru Abhay Charna Aravind Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Srimad-Bhagavad-Gita Ki Jai Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Reading from Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter 8. Today we are going to start the new chapter. Attaining the Supreme, text number 1. Arjuna Uvacha Kim Tad Brahma Kim Adhyatmam Kim Karma Purushottama Adibhutam Cha Kim Proktam Adidaivam Kim Uchyate. Word to word meaning. Arjuna Uvacha, Arjuna said, Kim what? Tat that. Brahma Brahman. Kim what? Adhyatmam the self. Kim what? Karma fruitive activities. Purushottama O Supreme Person. Adibhutam the material manifestation. Cha and. Kim what? Proktam is called. Adidaivam the demigods. Kim what? Uchyate is called. Translation and purport based in Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation. Arjuna inquired, O my Lord, O Supreme Person, what is Brahman? What is the Self? What are fruitive activities? What is this material manifestation? And what are the demigods? Please explain this to me. Purport. In this chapter, Lord Krishna answers these different questions of Arjuna, beginning with what is Brahman. The Lord also explains karma, fruitive activities, devotional service, and yoga principles, and devotional service in its pure form. The Srimad-Bhagavatam explains that the Supreme Truth is known as Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan. In addition, the living entity, individual soul, is also called Brahman. Arjuna also inquires about Atma, which refers to body, soul, and mind. According to the Vedic dictionary, Atma refers to the mind, soul, body, and the senses also. Arjuna has addressed the Supreme Lord as Purushottama, the Supreme Person. Jai Shri Krishna Rukmini Satyabhama ki Jai Shri Nitya Gauranga ki Jai Vishwaguru Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Which means that he was putting these questions not simply to a friend, but to the Supreme Person, knowing him to be the supreme authority, able to give definitive answers. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport. Om Ajnana-timirandasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So this chapter is called Attaining the Supreme. And in the opening verse, Arjuna is asking about some fundamental things about our life. Because we taken birth in this material world, material body, possessing this material body, having some relationships with others, and we have holding certain positions in this material world. So in this way, we are leading our life. But we are not knowing about what is my true identity, real identity. So why am I come to this material world? What is the purpose of my existence? We are existing and we are leading a certain way of life. But what is the ultimate purpose of this material existence? So all these questions, it is fundamental questions for the living entity. So we have to approach a knowledgeable person. And here Krishna is asking these questions to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. There are several personalities who are there in this world, but the Purushottama, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the possessor of everything, who controller of everything, from his own mouth, from his own, if we get to know the answers, then that is going to be the perfect thing. So by Arjuna's mercy, we are also getting these answers from Krishna. So that's why the Bhagavad Gita also called Gita Upanishad. Upanishad means the summary of the Vedas. So the summary of the entire Vedic knowledge is given in the Bhagavad Gita. And by knowing this knowledge, we can successfully conduct our human form of life. So now let us see what are all the questions Arjuna asked and why it is very important to know in this human life. The first question what Arjuna is asking is, what is Brahman? So in this material world, like there are two things are existing. One thing which is destructible in nature. Over a period of time, it will get destroyed. That are material elements. But the another thing, the living force, which is Brahman, which is not going to get destroyed. So we have to clearly understand about what is Brahman and what is this material world is about. What is not Brahman. Because these things are all we cannot see in our with our naked eye. But we have to understand it by hearing from the right source. So to know about the Brahman is very important in this human form of life. Otherwise, we will be like living a way of life that fulfills our desires. And at ultimate, when death comes, we will not be able to ascertain that why it is happening to me, where am I going. So therefore, to know about our original nature, that is Brahman, is very important. Because Krishna says, even in the previous chapters, in second chapter itself, Bhagavad-Gita, Krishna says, Na jayate na mriyate va kadachin. The indestructible soul is not, the soul is is indestructible. So that is what we are. In another place, Krishna says, Brahmanohi pratishta aham. So among all the Brahman, I am the source of all the Brahman. So what is our connection with the source? So that, therefore, Arjuna is very inquisitive to me about this doubt. Then Arjuna is asking, what is the self? The self. We are undergoing many happiness, distress, many kinds of situations, facing many situations in this life. But we should know that who is actually we are the enjoyer or sufferer. Because all these things, the enjoyment and suffering which are receiving through this body, mind, intelligence. But these are all, these are all our self? No. The self is something different. Because of your holding this body, we are undergoing all these feelings, happiness and sufferings. So in my real identity, what is my nature? So to this answer, Krishna says in the future that Mamevamse Jivaloke Jivabhutan Sanadana. All the living entities which are there in this material world are my part and parcel, my Amsha, my fragmental parts, and they are eternal in nature. So that is our original constitutional nature. Being in the Satchit Ananda, that technically we call it as Satchit Ananda. That is our original nature of the self, and which means it is eternally existing with full of knowledge and with full of blissful in nature. Here in this material world, we are working. We have to work in order to lead a way of a good life. We have to work. But our original nature is not that for our existence we have to work. Work is only in this material world. And in the spiritual world, that is our original nature, where we'll happily render our activities. Those work in the spiritual world is called, they are all not here. Work means which is something which is, we don't want to, I mean, we are not, really we are not happy with our activities, work. But in the spiritual world, they are called, the devotional work is it gives ever increasing happiness. So therefore, Krishna, in the next question, he is asking, what are fruitive activities? Because in this material world, we are bound out by the karmic activities, the work. In our life, we can see there are people's, not everybody are equal in nature. Some are haven't taken birth in a aristocratic family, some are taken birth in a poor family, some are undergoing so much suffering in their life, some are undergoing less suffering. So these are all due to our previous karma. So why Arjuna is asking all these questions before? Because all these things we should know about before death. We should know answer for this and try to live a way of life such that at the time of death we can transcend these problems and attain our nature. Therefore, Arjuna want to inquire about all these doubts. And next, Arjuna is asking about what is this material manifestation? So this material world which we are seeing, it is not the all in all. Even though we are put up in this material world, it is a temporary nature for us. And it keeps changing. We used to take birth in different planetary systems according to our karma. So therefore, Arjuna wants to know about what is this material manifestation is about. And next, Arjuna is asking, what are the demigods? So this is also a very important question Arjuna is asking. Because the entire universe, we are all controlled, So we are all controlled by our own body and mind. We are controlled by the different entities. And we are all controlled by this material nature. So, unless we know about who is the controller, because we are getting, just like seasons are changing, now we are getting rain. Indra is controlling the rain. The sun god, Vivaswan, he is controlling the sun planet, and he is supplying the heat and light. Because without heat and light, this universe becomes dark. Even though we possess our eyes, we cannot, we cannot see without light and heat, without sunlight. So therefore, and many factors which we are calling as a natural thing. Seasons are changing naturally, but and whatever is happening for me is natural thing. But it is all controlled by different personalities. And Krishna is the supreme controller of every living entity. So we should know about what is the nature of that supreme Lord. So like this, Arjuna is further asking some more questions in the upcoming verse. So then Krishna starts answering about the Krishna is clearing the doubts of Arjuna. Further, particularly in this chapter, Krishna is telling about what is the duty of a person who is about to die. How can one remember Lord at the time of death? So with this, we'll stop our discussion. Srimad-Bhagavad-Gita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare Krishna. In some time we will have Shainarthi, but before that we have some announcements. As you are all aware, we are having the Srila Prabhupada Book Marathon, which we inaugurated on November 23rd, where we are trying to distribute a lot of books of Srila Prabhupada. So devotees have enthusiastically participated, and today we would like to reward some of the teams